As part of my planetary series, in terms of the planets that are in your birth chart, this is all going to be about Mars, baby. It's about your drive, your courage, your willpower, like how you take action. So where is Mars in your chart? What house is it in and what sign is it in? Because we are going to look at it right now. All right. So the question is, how do I fight, desire, pursue, protect, and get what I want? That's the question that Mars asks us. My Mars is actually really weird. My Mars is in Libra, which is not really like a fighter energy, because Mars is, let me first tell you what Mars is. Mars is fire. It's joie de vivre. It's that life force energy. It's not just about fighting and setting boundaries. It's also about our sexuality, our libido, our excitement for life, all that kind of stuff. It's the warrior archetype. It's the part of your chart that says yes or no without hesitation. It's your engine of desire and your sacred fire, okay? So Aries is ruled by Mars. So when you think about Mars, think about, recently Mars went into Sagittarius and I felt it because I was like, Sagittarius is very blunt and Mars is about, setting boundaries. And believe me, I was feeling that energy. I was doing that big time. I could feel it immediately. It's about ready to go back into Scorpio though, but anyways, or go into Scorpio. So Mars is important. It's an important planet. It's an important placement in our chart. And let's just keep looking at it. So what Mars represents both energetically and psychologically in our chart, it governs how you take action, your drive and motivation, how you handle conflict. So if you do not handle conflict well, look at your Mars placement, the sign in the house. That's going to tell you a lot right there. How you express your anger, your sexual energy or life force, how you pursue goals, your instinctual responses, your courage, your boundaries, your hunger for life, and the way you get things done. So if your sun sign is your purpose, your Mars is the fuel, okay? Let's also look at healthy Mars versus unhealthy Mars, because every sign has its, shadow aspect. Healthy Mars is clear boundaries. People who can set really clear boundaries, who are take decisive action. You always kind of know where they stand. They're like, I'm going to go over here. They don't like wishy-washy about it. Inspired courage. They go after what they want. They have honest expression, healthy desire, instinctual wisdom, self-respect, and rooted confidence. That's like healthy Mars, right? Wounded Mars is suppressed anger, passive aggressiveness, burnout, because they keep pushing down probably their boundaries and they keep overextending themselves. I know about that. Impulsive decision making, fear of conflict, which can lead to all the others, overcompensation. Like you have a lot of fear. I notice this when I work with dogs, when I rescue dogs and I'm rehabilitating them. If they have a lot of fear, a lot of times that really can like mess up a lot of because they should have a normal boundary setting energy, and that gets messed up when they're abandoned. Same with people. Okay, so people pleasing, which is a Mars collapse, and feeling powerless. So many people never learn how to use their Mars consciously, which is, I hope, what you'll at least start to think about after watching this video. Might be why you feel stuck or scattered, because Mars, I think of Mars as like, the part of a plant that makes the plant stand up. It's the part of us that has a backbone. It's the part of us that, like a tree, it's the trunk. Because, you can have all the great branches and fruit and leaves and all that stuff, all you want. You can have really incredible root system. But if the tree is just laying on the ground, that's not supposed to be like that. We're supposed to have a strong upward, stance to ourselves. So now let's talk about what sign your Mars is in. So my sign is Libra. My Mars is in Libra, which is very weird. The sign is how you fight, act, and how you pursue things. So if you have fire, if your Mars is in a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, then you're very direct, bold, confident, and instinctual, and passionate. My Mars is not in Aries or Sagittarius or Leo. Let me know if yours is. Put a fire emoji down below if your Mars is in a fire sign. Okay, then if you have an Earth, if your Mars is in an Earth sign, like Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, you're steady, practical, persistent, and disciplined. So it doesn't always have to be about fighting or, all that kind of stuff. It can just really keep you strong on a goal you're going towards. And it shows up in the Earth signs a little bit differently. Now, if you have Mars in an air sign, like Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, like me, that's mental, communicative, strategic, and idea-driven. So I am very passionate about my ideas, about courses, about books, about films, about business ideas. Like I'm very driven in that way. So that must be my Mars energy there. But my Mars in Libra is in my 12th house, which I'll get to in a second, but that's kind of strange. Okay. So if you have your Mars in a water sign like Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, oh wait, let me just say, so if you have your Mars in a fire sign, put the fire emoji down below. If you have it in an earth sign, put the earth emoji. If you have it in an air sign, put the girl blowing, the air or whatever air you think whatever. And then the water one, put a water drop. So if your Mars is in a water sign like Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, it's emotional, intuitive, subtle, and psychic and internal. Okay. So you can expand these in any way if you start to look into your Mars energy. Now let's look at the houses. So what house is your Mars in? Now, if your Mars is in the first house, you are the warrior. You're identified with that warrior. Oh, I had to tell you, Sparky's snoring. You may or may not hear it. If you hear it, that's what's happening. Sparky's my dog. Okay. So if your Mars is in your first house, you are the warrior. It's your identity. You are very strong. You are very direct. Maybe you have issues with anger, but maybe you've got it down pat and you're very good at protecting yourself and being very clear with your boundaries. And that would be awesome. A strong presence, decisive personality, and raw fire. So if your Mars is in your second house, you fight for stability and worth because the second house is our worth area, right? So you fight for that. Money, values, and self-respect. Third house, you fight with words, okay? Communication, debate, ideas, and writing. Yeah, if you're really good at debating, you probably have your Mars in your third house. Although I think I'm pretty good at debating. Depends. Depends on what the topic is and what my mood is, but I am pretty good at that. But no, my Mars is not in the third house. If your Mars is in the fourth house, you fight for family and home. It doesn't mean if it's not in the fourth house, you don't. It just means it's just a little bit more fire in that department. Roots, safety, and emotional protection. If your Mars is in the fifth house, you fight for joy and creativity. You fight for it. I'm going to have fun. Remember in Family Vacation when he takes them to Wally World and then Wally World is closed. And so he gets a water pew and gets like the security guard to open up the theme park. Maybe they had Mars in his fifth house. I don't know. You'd have to have seen the movie to understand. Okay. If you have Mars in the sixth house, you fight through work and service. So health, routines, and mastery and commitment. Seventh house, you fight in relationships, boundaries, balance, and negotiation. So you might have issues with people, or that's either your really strong area or maybe it's an area that you have some karmic issues to work on. If you have Mars in your eighth house, you fight shadow battles, psychic depth, transformation, and intimacy. Remember, eighth house is that Scorpio, Pluto energy. So that transformation, death, and rebirth. Okay, so ninth house, if your Mars is in your ninth house, you fight for truth, beliefs, wisdom, freedom, and travel. So ninth house is Sagittarius. So think about Sagittarius energy and then think about that Mars energy kind of protecting, fighting for that Sagittarius energy. Your 10th house is your career, usually, your legacy. So if you have Mars in your 10th house, you fight for your destiny, your career, your calling, your leadership. It's like very important to you. So like I could see someone being like, I wouldn't say a politician, but someone really involved in like fighting for people's rights. You would think that'd be a politician when you like, you're like, oh yeah, no, I don't know what that is. I don't know what politicians are, but there's some really great people that help fight for people's rights. So, now if you have Mars in your 11th house, you fight for the future, community, vision, collective awakening, and tech. Oria keeps thinking that my Mars is in my 11th house. And I keep having to tell him, is my Mars in my 11th house? And then he goes back through and he goes, no, it's in the 12th house. So I might be close to the cusp. So I might be close to the cusp there between 11th and 12th house with my Mars. I'll have to go back to astrology and look that up. But the 12th house, if your Mars is in the 12th house like me, you fight invisible battles. Welcome to shadow boxing. Pew, pew. Spiritual warfare, inner demons, past life patterns. That actually sounds like me. It's also the 12th house Mars is called the light warrior. And also I'll go through it a little bit in a second, but in my chart, it says that like night terrors could be a Mars 12th house. I had night terrors. Did you have night terrors? If you have Mars in your 12th, let me know, because I totally had night terrors when I was like around 17, 18, 19. That's what got me into dream analysis. That's why I even started to learn about the language of the soul in this lifetime, because God knows I've known this stuff. Okay. But yeah, so that's why I started learning about dreams, the real dream analysis through archetypes and stuff like that, not like the stupid, and that's really what got me into all of this in the first place. So that's how it started. My night terrors were my gateway in, but it was terrifying because, I didn't want to go to sleep at night because I was like terrified of what was going to happen. So what I did, in case you're having night terrors, I got a really good book on dream analysis. And I don't remember what it was because I got it from the library, but I'll have to try to find one similar so I can recommend to people or write one myself. But basically, I studied that. And so I told my subconscious, I said, if you tone it down, I'll learn what you're saying. Because I felt like it was like my subconscious was so used to me ignoring it and was trying to communicate with me that it had to get really violent to get my attention. And so then it got my attention, but it just scared me. So I said, I'll learn your language, which is energy. I'll interpret what you show me, but you have to tone it down because I can't be afraid to go to bed or like waking up screaming. So that's what I did. And so that's how I got myself out of night terrors, was I just started learning about what my subconscious was trying to tell me. And that started a whole new journey. Okay, so now let's talk about, remember how in the other videos I've talked about recursion breaking and how the outer planets are recursion breaking planets, but so are the inner planets, Recursion is a loop that you're in. Sometimes you can look at it as like the matrix. Sometimes the loop is intentional because it's kind of why we're here in this dimension, because we are stuck looking at something until we master it. So you're stuck with the same energy, the same lessons. If you ever notice that, you're like, okay, I've been here before. That is good because that means you need to master that. You haven't mastered it yet. It's annoying, but once you work on it and you master it, it's great. Recursion is when you break out of that and you remember that you're a soul, you're a spirit having a human experience. When you're in the loop, you're kind of like just the human, but you can be conscious. You can be conscious of the fact that you're a spirit having a human experience, and that will change the vibes of the loop. But if you want to break out of that loop, sometimes these outer planets Mars is not an outer planet, but planets can help you break out of it. So let me tell you how Mars is a recursion breaking planet. So Mars breaks the recursion through action, not contemplation. So instead of just sitting around thinking or contemplating about what you want to do with your life or what you're going to do about a situation at work or a situation in a relationship or something you're unhappy about in your life, Mars is like that action-oriented energy. So it interrupts the old patterns. So if you're stuck in this weird karmic loop, Mars energy cracks that open, breaks it open with courage, momentum, and instinct. Like it's the recursion breaker in that way. They all break it in different ways, but that's how Mars breaks the recursion. So Mars and anger, just before I close, I want to say, in astrology, anger is not a negative thing. It's boundaries. It's a signal that something's wrong. Like sometimes we don't know that someone's mistreating us, but we just get this feeling, this weird, and then later on we like think about it and there's a part of us that's angry. That's sometimes like our inner Mars is going, I don't like the way that person was treating us, So it's really good if you get a good relationship with your, that inner voice, that inner Mars, because it's really in our lives to protect us, to fight for us, and to have us set healthier boundaries. I had a really hard time setting boundaries when I was younger as a Libra rising, and I was rewarded for being so like, you know, always compromising and always whatever. It's still like right now, it's very uncomfortable for me to set a boundary. Like I try not to say sorry, because I know a lot of female, like women, we have a problem with going, I know, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I just want to say, you know, in some ways it's polite, but in other ways it's always like diminishing ourselves. Sorry. I try to just say, I would like hot tea. Like I'm trying to just say things now. Thank you. Oh, excuse me, I would love hot tea. Thank you so much. Like be very clear. You don't have to be rude. You don't, you know, just be very clear with the energy. So, it's a protective mechanism, exactly. A map of your non-negotiables. Healthy anger equals healthy Mars. So just remember that if you have a lot of issues with setting boundaries or expressing anger towards people in a healthy way, Mars, look into your Mars and start studying how you can just work on that and get stronger in that area of your life. And it's also like our life force energy, not just boundaries, but like just the joie de vivre of like getting up and like loving life. And a lot of times I feel like for me, I get depressed when I don't feel like I'm sticking up for myself, when I'm not setting boundaries and it's like over a period of time, I just feel like I'm being walked all over. After a while, that whole area, I just start to get depressed and I'm not interested in life. And I think that's because I don't feel like I have a right to exist. I'm like a tree that doesn't feel like it has a right to take up that space, to stand up straight. So I just kind of just go, whatever. You know, it takes away that life force energy. So it's really important that we set that boundary with people and we protect ourselves. We defend ourselves. We're assertive in that way, not in a big, flashy, crazy way, but just that way. So Mars is the part of you and me that refuses to let your life pass by. Isn't that great? It's the part of you that like goes, get up, do something. I love that. It's like a really good friend that wants you to fight for yourself. It's the courage to pursue, protect, create, and become. So it's an amazing, amazing energy if you have it in a healthy way in your life. If it's out of control, you're going off on everybody. You're road rage material, you're passive aggressive, I don't know. You got to look at that. If it's too much out. If it's not enough out, then you're getting ridden over by everybody. Like I call it monster trucking. They're monster trucking over you. Brum, 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 brum. Don't let people monster truck over you. All right, so that's Mars. Let me know what sign your Mars is in and what house it's in the comments, and I'll give you a little blurb about it. And I will see you in the next video.